Let's go. Voice and audio. This was actually. Let's go. Voice and audio. This was actually. Let's go. Voice and audio. This was actually. Is it? Let's check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. Sounds good. Let's push to talk. Will be there. Okay, good. I'm going to the lounge. Guess I'm going to be the only one in here today. What level am I? Bro, I'm 71. Gosh, I got so much stuff. Any upgrades to anything? No? Never could finish that fucking quest. Whatever. Hey, can I put anything cool on? Boom. Like that. Boom. Or that. That's better. Nah, bro. The fucking kilt. The kilt. Give me my kilt. That's a sick ass one. I love that one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, with the mace. Now what am I doing? What is this? Lava burst damage. Let's see. Bucket. Let's go lightning lasso. What shows this? No. Whatever. Oh yeah. Damn, they all over this effing place. Boom, bitches. I'm actually liking Elemental Shaman. Itza. Are you gentlemen? Nah. Fucker. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I like the animations on that. Oh, for real? Cannon? Hmm? You don't want none. You don't want none. You don't want none. Oh, I think you want some. Oh, damn. Oh, you don't want none. Bro, I just want to get paid to play video games. I mean, not too much to ask, is it? Video games. Get paid to play video games and just work out all day like Bahira. Like Bajira. Like Bajir. Bajir. What am I supposed to be doing here? Head. Oh, that guy. No. Does it be killing? Obviously that guy. Someone else is attacking him too. Whatever. Oh, can it be a beer?
We will persevere. Farewell.
Pretty sure these quests were a lot harder when couldn't just fly around. But this dude doesn't like knock me off. Oh, look at you. Little Pikachu. Pika Pika. Where'd you come from? Oh. That little alliance went busy. Whatever. Really? Hold up. Oh, I'm looking for a healer. I mean, I guess I could learn how to heal with this guy. Can't be that hard, can it? Actually, I hate healing, so no, I'm not gonna heal. I hate it. Hey, there we go. That's the only thing about Elemental Shamans. They don't have like almost no instacasts, so it takes a little while to ramp up. Where are you going? Seriously, why are you going over here, dude? Whatever. Pull them on. There you go. And you pulled everything. Should be good though. We got the deeps for it.
What's up?
What up, what up?
How's it going, man?
It's going, it's going. Doing the old leveling thing.
Yeah. See, you guys, 71 there.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's pretty fast actually.
Yeah, they decreased the amount of experience for like all levels, not too long. So that was a much needed change.
Yeah, and plus I got our heirloom right now, so that always helps too. So what you doing, Gong?
Working on my pally right now, just catching up the emissaries right now. Not too much other than that, really. Probably gonna, as soon as I get these caught up, probably gonna jump back over to Gong and go do some herbing. It's one of the better ways to make gold right now.
What's that, herbing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
People always need those flasks and those cauldrons and stuff for the raids and what.
You know, I've never taken a profession in all the years I've ever played this.
Really?
I know. It's unheard of. But yep, never. The only time I did a profession was when I found I found a like a book in Warlords, and it instantly gave me like 500 whatever Warlords tailoring or leatherworking or something.
Yeah, I remember those. I think it was like the catch-up mechanic
Yep.
or something they implemented in more.
And it was great.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the hang of the Pally. I mean, I tanked a little bit on him in Warlords and also Legion, but never really went full in game with him. And last night I ran 3 dungeons. I did a 2 and then a 4 and then a 6, and starting to get the hang.
Oh,
of it.
nice. You tanking?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really the only thing I like on the Pally, at least. Well, Retribution's pretty good, but I think they're a little too powerful.
I love Ret, dude.
It's good. I ain't gonna give it. I'll give it that, but it's like it needs a little nerfing.
No way, dude. Just make everyone else better. I mean, they're really never gonna. Paladin is one of Blizzard's favorite classes, so they probably won't nerf it.
Yes, it is.
Just like Druids. Druids have always been Blizzard's favorite too. So you have Druids, Paladins, and then of course the hero classes. And
You
the
cut
hero
off there at the
classes.
end.
The hero classes will always be powerful just because that's what they are. They're a hero class. And they're meant to be that way.
Yeah. Drager brought up a good point the other day, about a week ago, I'd say. He said they really need to start thinking about introducing a hero healer. I think that would be cool. Like, think about it, like a witch doctor.
I think the original design of Disc Priest, where you heal through damage, is a mechanic that needs to be looked at again, and they could introduce that very easily as a new hero class.
Or like, I don't know, like a Valkyrie or something. I don't know. Valkyrie's more like a female paladin, but I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
But Gong, it's like, have you thought about how far that's going to displace the traditional healers? I mean, it's like there's
Yeah.
thousands of players that have a priest only because it's like they want to have a healer.
Yeah, but they have hero classes for everything else, tanks and DPS.
And something that I've watched our groups, within our groups in guild, is that it's like people tend to not use their DKs or their they're Illidan's. It's like I'm
What do you
losing my
mean?
words again.
Oh, you're talking about you don't see too many demon hunters?
I probably just shouldn't have started talking because it's like I lost my words. But it's like what I was trying to say was that the teams that I play with you guys, it's like no one seems to bring, Death Knights or those winged half demon guys. And it's like I completely lost that name.
You haven't. I would say that you just haven't seen them yet, because Cal has a demon hunter and Drager has a demon hunter, and they both also have a DK.
Now, are you talking about in mythics or raids?
I'm talking about in Mythics.
I know mythic mechanics are designed better for ranged class. Ranged always excel in mythics because of the ease of AoE, splash damage, whatever.
Ambient distance from a lot of the
Yep.
affixes. And the affixes that range do have, they're easy to deal with. Such as, what's the one I'm thinking of? Not explosive, but maybe it is explosive. Is explosive the one? No, bursting is when the mobs die, they leave a debuff on the players. It's explosive. Yeah, explosive. Explosive is just you gotta get away from each other until it pops. And then you got volcanic, which is just lava. It appears underneath your feet, and all you gotta do is just sidestep it before it explodes. So it's very easy for range to deal with a lot of the affixes that are given to them.
I really hate trying to have conversations with you guys.
Ouch.
I'm sure you didn't mean it that way.
What I mean is that it's like you're always so much more informed of the points that it's like I try to bring up. So I don't have anything useful to offer it into the conversation. It's like I just display my ignorance.
No, you actually started that conversation, so you good.
So I did.
So I think like for this character, I just might take this dude out to 120, man, and just keep playing him. But I really like my hunter, and that's the whole reason I'm doing this, is just so I can get that hunter in my heritage armor, which will be dope. I don't know why everyone hates on hunters so much.
I don't hate on hunters. I think they're a good class.
Like you always hear the one that go huntards. Fucking huntard.
Well, it's just because they had, like, in the past, they had, they have a move that was very hard to control for new players. They didn't know that it would, like, hit things in the background and stuff.
Are you talking about that barrage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they just get a bad name because of other reasons too. Like in Mista Pandaria, do you remember when they had aspect of the what was it? Aspect of the cheetah or something? It like made everybody run faster, but if they got hit, then they would get dazed.
Oh yeah. They've had that forever. It's just
So
now
they
they
would like
changed
say,
it.
yeah. Turn it off! Turn it off!
Okay, I got you. Yeah, because they had that, and then pets would taunt and would battle the tank for aggro and blah blah blah.
Now they have it to where even if you have the taunt on the pet, when you enter in an instance, it turns it off automatically.
Yeah.
So that,
Yeah.
But dude, it's like just go back to basic human behavior. It's like people insult stuff that they're jealous of. And it's like the way that the hunter can make a quick kill, it's like, you know, has such a great auto attack and stuff. It's like other classes are jealous of the hunter. I know that
I just got super lucky, y'all.
Where'd you get? Whoa! Where'd you get that from?
The Tortolan Emissary.
Oh, nice.
It was 385 base.
Wow. Wow, really?
Yeah. 25 item level Titan Forge.
Like, I thought Titan Forged only max like 10 or 15.
No. Titan Forging can it's actually programmed into the game to go up to the max level that item levels can go.
Wow.
So, like, in theory, like, technically, a 340 piece can Titan Forge all the way up to 425. It's just that the percentage of it happening is astronomically low to the point that you don't see it.
Eye level and Titan Forging. Gear is so broken right now.
I really wish they would just do away with the Titan Forging and the War Forging. Or have it to where you earn something to unlock the potential of it War Forging or Titan Forging. Like, I don't know if you remember, yeah, you probably do. You've been playing for a long time, right? Remember in Mist of Pandaria when they had the upgrade system on the gear? When you can like upgrade it by 2 levels or whatever?
No, I actually wasn't around when Mist came out. I came back after Mist.
Oh, okay. Well, they had the, or what about Warlords? Did you play Warlords?
Yeah.
Do you remember the crafted gear? How you could get those items to upgrade it?
Yeah.
It'd be like 0 out of 2 or whatever, 0 out of 3 when you got it, and then you would have to like do crafting and stuff to get that item to upgrade it to like 1 out of 3 or whatever, and you keep going until you get it max.
Right.
They should go back to that.
They still had a system fairly similar to that in Legion. It's like you could still upgrade items.
Yeah, Warforging and Titan Forging. I mean, they've had Warforging out since Mist of Pandaria. It was just called Thunder Forging, and that was when the Thunder Isle raid came out, and they started implementing the chance of Thunder Forging. And they built onto it, right? So that's where Warforging and Titan Forging came from, and it's Blizzard's way of like doing that carrot on a stick thing. Like, you know, you may have the 385 that drops from the raid, but if you keep on running it, you could potentially get a 390 or a 395, or get really lucky and get a 400 or 410, and they just keep you going. It keeps people playing. It's like, pull that lever on that lottery, on that slot machine.
What I wished with that upgrade system, it's like, you know, it's like my Shadow Priest as an engineer, it's like that I had items that I built, and it's like I wish that I could have upgraded some of my old engineer items back from like vanilla and BC period.
Yeah.
But they weren't quite that lenient with it. in BC, it's like I had the bazooka rocket launcher, and that was actually a fighter item because it gave you a whole bunch of stamina, and then it's like it sent off a high-powered projectile that knocked you on your butt when you launched it. But I put that on my Shadow Priest. And I happened to be in kind of a jerk guild at the time. I was only there because the rest of my family was there. And something that accidentally happened quite often is like I would preempt the raid boss by pressing that button. And yeah, in a way it was an accident, in a way it was on purpose. It's like those people were such jerks to me. They were not a good guild. And so that was like my passive aggressive vent of, defying them. Not saying that what I did was right, but because it's like, that messed up a lot of people that had never done anything wrong to me, but, that's what I did.
Yeah, I remember Shadow Priests in Vanilla and Burning Crusade were fucking badass, man.
In boss fights, yes, it's like, targeted damage, and the thing is, back then, it's like their friggin' vampiric touch, I believe. It's like it could keep if you had a really well-geared Shadow Priest, it's like your vampiric touch alone could keep a party healed.
I've heard about the Shadow Priest back in Vanilla, especially in PvP.
Bro, back in the day, so many classes were completely broken. Completely.
Rogues.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I first played as a rogue, and all I did was PvP. When you had to queue in Shatra at a Battlemaster, there was no right-click queue up forever. You had to go in the Outlands and queue it up. You and your teammate. And we could literally just stun lock, keep you stunned, and kill you from 100 to 0. And there was nothing no class could do about it, really. Except roll a rogue and, fight. It was fun.
You gonna play Vanilla when it comes out?
Nah, man, I don't miss that shit. I rather enjoy
I'll probably make a character.
Yeah.
But I really doubt that I'll stay with it very long, because I think that vanilla is one of those things that it's better to talk about it and relive the good things about it, because it's like I would not trade the way that the game worked in vanilla for the way it is now.
No,
it's
hell
like
no.
The game has made so many improvements.
Yeah, the quality of life stuff now is just so much better. Take now, of course, now that was a dual-edged sword. The quality of life has made things a lot easier and better now, but I think what it impacted was the social aspect of what WoW was back in the day.
Yep. Exactly.
Back in the day, WoW was a very, very sociable game, because there was no you formed your group, you spammed in the cities, hey, we need a tank, and then you all would roll out to Outlands to the dungeon entrance and go in the dungeon,
And you needed a rogue to unlock your lockboxes. It's so it's like you took care of your rogues in your group, in your guild.
Yep, and then also like mages as well. Now, granted, the mage in your group can get you where you need to go, but I do remember like mages standing in the cities, like would like open up portals for people for like gold and stuff, and people would become well known as the mage in the city that would get you where you need to. And they didn't have all the sharding and all that stuff, so people knew one another more better. Like you could see that person in the chat and say, "Hey, hey, how's it going? You're not in my guild, but I know."
Yeah, it was a lot more social. And it's like, and the thing is that the way that the game was set up, we needed each other. We don't need each other as much as we did then.
No, like the big wigs have said, they've made the game more user friendly for the first time player. Because really it was quite hard back in the day. Your casual player couldn't do the stuff that we did.
But
I agree
it's like,
with you on it being a double-edged sword.
But at the same time, I mean, it's like I thought that the community did a pretty good job of, bringing in the casual player and, holding their hand and getting them started. I mean, it's like people did that for me.
I mean, I remember there was groups of people that wouldn't do dungeons, that wouldn't do anything, that they fished and they did herbalism, and they went out and that's what they did. But
I remember with my Shadow Priest dead hunting that I was barefooting around the barrens. Okay. And it's like I was about level 50. And it's like I kept thinking, well, it's like I could have got riding skill at level 40, but I'm too poor. And so somebody from the Warfang clan is like back on Ice Crown server. It's like they saw me and they felt sorry for me, and they bought me a riding skill. And it's like, and then I found out that it's like, well, riding skill has been brought back down to level 20. It's like I'd been tromping around on foot for 30 levels.
Nice.
Yeah. The clan they bought my riding skill, and then they helped me go through some things that let me earn the money to buy my first undead horse. But it was just funny. But that's the way that community was back then. It's like, and I always have fond memories of that guild. It's like, because that was their business, was like they just existed to help new players. And I wasn't necessarily a new player, but I was a very ignorant.
So Gong, you said that you're getting used to your paladin. What was your main, or what is your main?
My main is druid, Boomy.
Oh, battle chicken. Okay. You didn't want to tank with that?
I can. I'd rather do Resto and Boomy.
Gotcha. I have a boomy that I left in the 120 just to play, just to fart around in arenas, and it's really fun just cycloning everything all the time with no cooldown. It's sick.
I mean, I don't do PvP, but I just mainly raids and mythic.
Yeah, that's what I want to get into more is raiding and dungeons and mythics and stuff.
One of the nice things about this guild is that there actually are quite a few opportunities to raid.
I don't know about raiding, but at least I'll be able to do dungeons and mythics and stuff for you guys.
I really haven't done any raiding with the guild yet, but I'll get there. It's like I'm having to build my confidence up. It's sort of a life experience thing. It's like I've dealt with a lot of bad guilds that just, were awful. Awful to people that didn't quite make the curve. And so, I mean, and this guild isn't that way, but it's like I'm still just trying to overcome.
Yeah, most guilds got that whole, DPS should be at least this, and you should be doing this, and
We try to stay away from throwing numbers out there, but we do have knowledge requirements and item level requirements for progressive.
There are several people within the guild that I've trusted enough that it's like I have asked for my numbers with them. And we've discussed it, we've taken measures, and my numbers are getting better.
I think numbers are just numbers. Mechanics is more important.
Exactly.
I agree.
So I know I've done mythics with guys, not well undergeared, but they probably shouldn't have, a normal group wouldn't take them, but they all knew the mechanics, and sure the fights took a little bit longer, but we didn't wipe.
That's why I don't think throwing out numbers like requirements is should be a thing in our group.
And I think most people just want high numbers because they want to hurry up and get it done,
Yeah.
They're like,
that's not important.
like they're running like a mythic 2 or 3, and they're like, eye level required 390 plus. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. Now it'd be different if you're saying you're trying to 2 chest, 3 chest push, but still, when you're asking for 390 for a 2, that's still way too much.
It's like that, you know, that tendency. I've played with plenty of people that are they're so obsessed with chasing their own dick in an instance in a pug that they will go in and engage the boss and lock out the rest of the party. Then they'll wipe. It's like, oh yeah, nobody else is here, because it's like they're pursuing their friggin' damage meter. And I'm not joking about this. This really happens.
Oh, we know.
Oh yeah, sure it does.
Definitely know.
I've seen that before.
Clash, do you play any other games currently right now?
No. Yeah, I've tried a bunch of different games, but WoW is the old. It's the one that always pulls me back.
Yeah.
Throughout all these years.
On and off for 14 years. It's like I remember the opening day.
I left in was it Legion? Yeah. Or hold on, I think. Yeah, I left in Legion for a little bit. Because Black Desert Online was coming out in the West. And it was very hyped, looked very promising, and was very, very fun for the first 3 to 4 months. Like, it had a lot going for it. And then the developers and publishers got greedy and decided they wanted to start adding more microtransaction stuff that was borderline pay to win, and eventually it got to the point where it was too much of borderline stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I came back around 7.3, in between 7.3 and 7.35 in Legion, and then yeah, I've been playing since then. Again.
Well, you know, And think about it. It's like, that's the reason why we have stayed with Blizzard. It's like they've had their share of hits and misses, but mostly hits. But it has never gone commercial to that extent. If I'm making any sense.
Well, I guess maybe what you're trying to say, and more simply put, is they don't have any pay-to-win stuff.
Right. I mean, it's like as an ongoing Blizzard fan, it's like, when World of Warcraft came out with a subscription, it's like, to me that was like, a movement to the dark side.
Could you imagine if, like, you're already paying a subscription for this game, and then all of a sudden, you go look in the shop, and it says 415 crate weapon box. Buy this for $10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The game is already dead, and it just doesn't know it yet. Or the players just don't know it yet.
Are you saying if that was in the shop, or are you saying that now?
What I'm saying is, like, when you see something like that, it's like your game is already dead.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe you don't realize it yet, but it's gone.
Yeah, for Western people, like for us, we don't. I mean, there are people within, this country that do like pay to win, right? They have a credit card, they have an infinite amount of money or whatever, and they like to pay to be powerful in a game, and there are people like that. But as a whole, and on average, people here in the States and Canada and Mexico and stuff like that, South America, we just don't care for pay to win. Whereas like China and the Eastern countries, that's more, they are more accepting of that kind of play style in their games. And so you'll get a lot of these Eastern publishers and stuff, and they're so caught up in their own money making of how much they make off of people doing that stuff in their games, that they think they can get away with it over here, and then their games end up dying after a year. Like Arcade, for example, like that game was, I mean, it started off great, right? Because there was no pay-to-win mechanics in it, and they were like, no, there's not going to be anything in there like that, and then they add it later, and then all of a sudden, people in the West just stop playing their game.
Yeah, that game is still huge over there.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
That's like, what's that got, like triple the amount of subscribers that WoW has?
Well, it's like, and this may be just a prejudice on my part. It's like, because I don't really know it firsthand, but it's like, it's my perception that within the East Asian cultures, there's a very prolific gambling aspect. It's like, there's a heavy gambling culture like in China, and so. When we're dealing with online games and competition, anything that has competition in it, it's like there's bets being placed.
Maybe, I don't know.
And that could be, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure either, but that could be. I just know that on average, if you put the two side by side, Eastern country, Western country, pay to win is more accepted in the East, whereas it's less accepted over here. And so when games do that in their games over here, or they transition, they port their games, their Eastern games that are doing well with pay to win mechanics in it over to the West, and then they try to put those same pay to win mechanics in it, they lose people over here in the West on that game so fast, so quick. It's what happened with Arcade, it's what happened with Black Desert Online, and it's happened with lots of other big ones that they've ported over. And it just kills me. It's like, when are they going to understand that in order for their game to thrive, they would either, you know, they would either have to do one of two things. Either make it a subscription / buy to play, or if they want to go with the free to play model, then they need to keep it strictly cosmetics in their microtransactions. I mean, look how, I mean, I know it's a completely different style of game, but I mean, look at Fortnite, for example. They're doing so well, and their Battle Royale game is free to play. So, but they also offer a Battle Pass system, in which a lot of games are going to, especially the Battle Royale ones. Apex is going to be doing it here soon. Blackout has gone to the Battle Pass system. Granted, you have to buy the game in order to play it, but they also offer a Battle Pass system, and it's purely cosmetics in it. You know, skins, weapon skins, aim dots, you know, those things are the like. Nothing that is game changing. You know, that nothing that gives somebody else an advantage.
As an American, it's like I have nothing against buying the product. It's like, you know, that's a built-in expectation. It's like I don't even mind paying a subscription if that's, you know, the understanding agreement going into it.
And I would agree with you, but one thing you got to remember is that culture is changing. That's becoming less of a thing. Like these kids nowadays, like the younger generations and the generations coming in, they are expecting free-to-play games with a shop. That's the norm for them now. Whereas us older people, we are like, where's the subscription? You know, where's the I buy the game, I get everything and when I bought it, right? That is becoming no more.
But God,
and it sucks.
It isn't an exact comparison, but for example, if I wanted to go all out on Hearthstone, it's like I would be in for thousands of dollars. It's like, yeah, you know, this little, it's like, but initially it is free to play.
Right, I mean, they have the card packs and whatnot, but, you know, I guess technically in game you can get everything you need to play. It's just that if you want to have more options and new options, you have to.
Yeah, if you actually want to be competitive.
Yeah.
Then it's like you have to sink in more and more money. Okay.
But that's a whole different type of game there. I was trying to keep it in the MMO and a little bit. I started talking a little bit about the Battle Royale genre, but as far as MMOs go, like they need to, like I just wish more games would do the subscription thing, but that's changing, sadly.
Well, it's like what I was trying to hit on with that in an oblique way was that I believe that when it's like, you know, it's like, okay, it's free to play at first, but then when you pay for this and pay for that and pay for the other, it's like you actually end up paying for more than you would have if it was just a flat subscription, like you're suggesting.
Right, and that's what the companies love, because they make more money off of making it free to play, but then having a in-game shop. They make more from the player. I gotta run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. But I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and get some food. Take a break for a little bit.
Hey, that sounds like a great idea.
Get some food in the belly. I get migraines if I don't eat, so gotta go eat something. I'll catch you later.
I'll probably still be here, just
All right.
doing nothing.
Alright, man, catch you.
Okay, take care.
mm. Mm. Buddha, you there, buddy?
Hi, B. Me and Frank Sinatra.
There you go. I had to go get some coffee. So what you doing? What you working on?
Actually, I'm not working on anything. It's like I'm kind of thinking that maybe I should just completely take a break from the game and just go spend some time with my father. And because it's like I'm not going anywhere right now. It's like I'm just completely floundering.
That spending time with the family is always a great idea.
Number one.
Yep. Yeah, bro. Go spend time with your pops. Come back to this
I
later.
just, nothing against you, Gong, but it's like I just kept hoping that it's like, Amy or Soup are gonna come on. But they haven't, so.
Bro, go spend time with your dad.
So I will go put myself in the AFK spot.
Hey, looky there. So where do I go after 80? Is it Dranor? Yeah, okay. What about 80 to 90? God, dog. The fucking DPS of the fucking warlocks is stupid. Ah. So Chinor is like 90, 100, right? That's 80 to 90. Northern? No? And there. Okay. Pandera. Where's my... Good, right? Hmm.
Glory to the Lord. Go with honor.
May your blades never dull.
All right. All right.